They dropped the teaser for From Season 4, and I really want to talk about it. But if you haven't watched it, don't worry, because we're going to go ahead and watch it right now.
Mom.
If we push too hard, something will push back.
What happens next is my favorite part.
There's a lot of different stuff that ends up happening in this trailer, right? We get a lot of different people responding to stuff, like Boyd with some binoculars and Sarah and the other townspeople, before we see knowledge painted on the wall inside of what looks like a barn, followed by some more faces, Randall and Tabitha, and then we see another word painted onto the wall, comes. So that's knowledge comes. We then end up seeing Boyd and Jade both responding to something in different scenes, and then we're followed up with at a cost. Altogether, it ends up saying knowledge comes at a cost, which is the last thing we heard the man in yellow say to Jim before he ripped out his throat. Then we come across a scene where Julie's like, Mom, and then it shows Tabitha walking away with like a little blood on her cheek or whatever, and she's looking real distraught. So I'm thinking that she's actually the one that finds Jim after his encounter with the man in yellow and discovers that Jim is no longer alive. We're then followed up with a couple different clips from different scenes, one with the Franks, both Frank Jr. and Frank Sr. Then we get Christy with a new haircut, making like a kind of face. We also get a quick clip of Fatima responding to something within the colony house. However, there's this religious girl that's praying, right? I think that she is bad news. And I think that with episode 1 being called The Arrival, I think she is a new person that ends up arriving into town, and it's going to kind of lead to some kind of religious psychosis within the town. We then get shots of Donna responding to some kind of idol on a stick or something, and then we see Ellis also responding to something as well. And then we get this one clip of this hand reaching out and grabbing Boyd, which I think Boyd is hallucinating again, and I think it's the man in yellow that's really just trying to mentally break Boyd, and he's using the monsters, hallucinations, really anything he can to try to break Boyd. One of my favorite parts of the trailer was seeing the man in yellow and hearing him do his whole little what happens next. This is my favorite part. And then he lets out this like mean smile. Oh, only for the trailer to end on a classic Julie scream. I don't know about you guys, but ever since that one time that she got possessed and put into the dream world and she was just constantly screaming over and over again, ever since then, they've had like this classic thing of just having Julie scream. And it puts my skin on edge. I love this show. Those are just my thoughts. I'm really excited for the overall season. I'm excited to hopefully learn more answers and just be able to just generally be back in the town. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I want to hear them.